What's up guys, Jake here, and it's been a while since I've done one of these social commentary videos, so I figured I would do one for you guys today, and this is a story I find very amusing. This is the story of Ahmed Muhammad. I'm sure you guys have heard of him and his very stereotypical Arabic name, Ahmed Muhammad. That's a fantastic name. But anyway, Ahmed goes to a school in Texas, and I'm sure you guys have heard this by now. He brought a, quote, homemade clock that looks similar to a bomb. I'll throw a picture up for you guys so you can see it. It does look like a bomb. I mean, when people say, oh, you know, that looks nothing like a bomb, like it looks like a bomb. I think we can all agree that it does look a bit sketchy. It's basically a briefcase with some circuitry and wires and stuff hanging out of it, and it kind of looks like a bomb. And now the main criticism is that the teachers in the school were just racist. They only called the police on him, and that's basically what happened. The police called on him, and he got taken out in handcuffs. Because he had this, quote, homemade clock, and that's the main criticism, is that everyone's just racist, and I think that was the initial reaction, but I honestly don't believe that, simply because I go to a very, white, fairly conservative school, or I went to rather, in high school, and if I did something like that, I brought something like that, even if it was a prank, and it wasn't obviously a real bomb, if it was like a prank, I would get expelled. You would get expelled at any school. I mean, this has happened before. People have done things like this, like brought like fake bombs to school and they got expelled. So I think in his situation, I feel like him being like Arabic probably helped him, because if he was just like your stereotypical white teenager, they probably would have been like, yeah, this is just a joke. This is not a clock. You definitely brought this as a prank, and you'd get expelled. Like, that's what would happen. And another thing is that this, quote, homemade clock, it's not even homemade. It's not even homemade, right? Like, it's a clock. It's like an old digital clock that he took apart and put into a briefcase. Like, it's not a homemade clock. Like, a lot of people like Obama and Mark Zuckerberg and a lot of scientists and stuff were tweeting like, oh, we should be promoting people like Ahmed Muhammad and, their devotion to science and, inventing their own thing. It's like, no. He didn't make any of that. He took apart a clock and put it into like a briefcase or a pencil box or whatever they called it. Like, that's just what I find like so hilarious, is that this isn't homemade. This is just he just took a clock apart and put it in a briefcase, which makes me think that it was more of a prank than anything, to be perfectly honest, because I mean, it's not like a science project. He said he brought it to school because he wanted to show it to people, but it's not like a science project that was assigned. He just took a clock apart and put it in a briefcase. Like, I feel like anybody who lives in like modern society, like hell, I'm playing Call of Duty. If you played Call of Duty, you'd know you probably shouldn't bring like a briefcase filled with wires and stuff to a school. Like, I feel like that's like the excuse, obviously, and I feel like it definitely was a prank, but either way, this kid's a freaking genius, because if you guys don't know, he's been invited to like, to be like, guest speaker at like, the UN and all this other stuff. He's getting invited everywhere. He went to like a Google Scholars thing. This kid's getting like the celebrity treatment. I think he's been on like Oprah or like Ellen or I don't know, some bitchy talk show or whatever, but this kid's been everywhere and done everything. So for that, I do kind of applaud him. He's a genius. Okay, he is very intelligent, not for his invention of this clock that goes in a briefcase with wires sticking out of it, but because he got all of this star treatment out of it. I think that's just I think that's hilarious, and like, it's kind of, people are making it out to be, I think, a bigger social issue than it honestly is. I mean, I do think it was a prank. I don't think it was like this innocent kid bringing this homemade clock to school. I do think it was a prank, but clearly it worked out very well. I think this kid is very intelligent for that reason. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys stand with Ahmed, or do you guys think it was a prank, or what do you think of this situation? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys later. Peace.